This is your mother's most treasured possession, the Guild Seal. It chooses those who have the power inside them, those who have the potential to become legends. Take it.
Is something supposed to happen? Who are you?
I am Teresa, the seer of the spire. I guided your mother in her greatest triumph. But you have an even greater destiny ahead of you. The seal awoke at your touch, as it would at no one else's. This means the fate of Albion rests on your shoulders. Before you lies the path you were born to take, and at its end is the kingdom you were born to rule. Like all heroes, you will face many trials, but you cannot pass through these gates alone. You will need to gather followers and gain the support of the people. For now, you have the support of two friends, Jasper, who will serve you always, and Sir Walter Beck, who will be your greatest ally. Together you have already taken the first step in your journey. Walk through the gate and claim your reward. There is it. The gauntlet will channel the magic within you. Use it by the tomb in the mausoleum, and the way out of the castle will open for you. You will return here when you have gathered enough followers to reach the next gate. Now go. Walter and Jasper will follow wherever you lead. And one day, perhaps the rest of Albion will do so too.
Well, do you feel any different?
I don't know.
Try casting a spell. That's supposed to be our only way of getting out of here.
You might have mentioned that earlier.
And spoil the surprise. It bloody worked! You really are a hero!
I never doubted it for a second.
Well, of course, neither did I. Still though, it bloody worked. Somewhat narrow, isn't it?
You never did care about confined spaces, did you?
I never did care for being poked in the eye or having my head chopped off. What of it?
Oh dear.
How about if I strike a butler on the bunce? Plentiful supply of oxygen. Just the way a castle's escape route should be.
I hesitate to ask, but what is our plan? Other than leaving the castle far behind us, which I wholly approve of, obviously.
It's simple. We have to stop Logan.
How am I supposed to do that? Even if I am a hero, I'm just one person.
Exactly. That is why we need to find out. what you are, people will follow you. And many of them will be willing to fight. But they need a leader, someone to believe in. Albion needs nothing less than a revolution.
Take cover!
Well, young hero, this is your chance to show us what you've got. Use your spell against them. They won't stand a chance with your magic. Well, I know I am. Come on. And I'm proud of you too, old friend. I've never seen a man cower with such grace.
It is merely a matter of hygiene. Bats are filthy creatures.
Anyway, I think we've just seen the first proof of what you can do. You are the hero who can lead this land in a revolution. That's just more bats. Get ready to fight. Spell.
Another impressive display, man. To think, all my job consisted in laying out the rules for war. Now I'm a bit like a snack from bats.
You might want to cover your noses from here on. It's the Bowerstone sewers. Certainly got the hang of that spell. Shall we proceed? Not quite.
What is that?
I'm magical transportation system for heroes.
What is this place?
You know, it must be. It is. It's your mother's sanctuary. She used to speak of it, but I never thought it was a real place. Well, I don't believe it. Jasper, this book. There's a note with your name on it. Look.
That's not possible.
For Jasper? Well, I grant you it is possible, but it must be a coincidence.
Oh, don't be a dolt. The old queen must have left it here for you. What's it called?
The Book of Heroes. How extraordinary.
Does it tell us how to get out?
This really is most remarkable. Everything that we could possibly want to know about heroes and this place is right here in these pages. This map functions as a traveling mechanism. Simply choose where you want to go and, well, it should take you there.
Marvelous. Right. We can use that. We'll have plenty of time to explore this place later. Right now, we have a rather large task ahead of us.
But I don't even know where to start.
Our first stop will be the mountains of Mistpeak. There are people there who would make great allies. They won't offer their allegiance easily, but they despise Logan. And if anyone can persuade them, it's a hero.
Very good. I will continue to become acquainted with this sanctuary. No doubt we will need to make full use of its facilities.
Right, all right then. Find Mistpeak on the map and let's see if that book's telling us the truth.
Now, that looks like the dweller camp in Mistpeak, just there. Select that as your destination, and you should be taken there, just like that.
It worked! Oh, I'd forgotten how bloody cold it is up here. Come on. The people here call themselves dwellers. They're tough. They're loyal. And like I told you earlier, they hate Logan's guts. Yep, it may not look like much, but this is where the revolution begins. This is what Logan has reduced them to. He's taken control of these
Trading my
mountains.
doll for some food.
Started destroying
She's
it.
really good, honest. Her name's Sadie.
Please help.
I'm so hungry.
Good stuff.
Please, you must have something.
What do you want then? You don't look like Brightwall folk. Maybe you're more giving.
Please, miss. I'm so hungry. I need some food.
Why? Why would the king want to make us suffer like this? All I've eaten this week is snow.
The man we need to convince is Sabine, a proud old sod, but a good man and a good leader. He won't give his allegiance easily, especially to a princess. Perhaps it's best if I speak to him alone first. You know, maybe you ought to find some new clothes while I talk to Sabine. Something slightly less regal. We don't need this kind of attention. I only have a little bit of gold, but it should be enough, and maybe you can spread what's left among the people. They need it more than we do.
Where can I find clothes?
I can't feed my family.
We'll all starve to death if things don't change.
It's really bad. There's no food.
I'm starving.
Sabine better sort this out, or
I feel so weak.
please, we're starving.
Can't go out to hunt.
Why don't you
Please help us.
This can't go on.
I haven't eaten for days.
I've got to
Sabine
eat
better
something
sort this
soon.
out, or we'll all be
I
gone.
can't sleep. You don't look like bright wolf folk. Maybe you're...
We'll all be gone as soon.
All I've eaten this week is snow.
We don't need much. Just enough to
It's all
survive.
Logan's fault.
Why? Why would the king want to make us suffer like this?
You think Sabine's...
You don't look like bright wolf folk. Maybe you're more giving. I've got to eat something soon.
If we don't get some...
Oh, delighted.
You look well.
Oh, yeah. Oh, this is brilliant. Oh, great.
Didn't know it could hurt this much. It's so cold here. Can't you help us? It's really bad. There's no food. Mum is really ill.
King Cedric the Just but Fair was a lover of the arts. He commissioned elaborate spectacles at his palace, often with himself as the main performer. He particularly enjoyed shadow puppetry. When not on stage, Cedric introduced several harsh and unorthodox legal reforms. During his reign, over 70 members of the aristocracy were executed. 3 for treason, 1 for conspiracy, and 68 for misidentifying the animal or thing he was depicting.
Oh, hello.
Nice.
What is... Oh, okay.
Please help us.
If I ever get hold of that oh, hello.
Hey! I quite like that.
When will this ordeal end?
Oh, don't worry. You'll find someone willing to take that money off you. Now, wish me good luck.
Are you here to buy something? Really?
Dress for success with a wide range of clothing.
Hello? Oh, good. Good. Thank you.
Hello, madam. This is Jasper. Hello? Is this how you use the... I am speaking to you through the guild seal. What an extraordinary device. It would seem that as long as you carry the seal, we can communicate freely. Not only that, but you may return to the sanctuary any time you deem it necessary. Might I suggest you do so now and try on your new outfit?
Yeah, thanks. Can I eat it?
Why? Why would the king want to make us suffer like this?
I haven't eaten for days.
I thought I would starve for sure. You don't look like bright wolf folk.
This is not.
Yes!
Well,
Good
good
stuff.
that is.
So hungry. Please help us. Where did you come from? Did you bring anything?
Help us.
I can't feed my
We'll all
family.
starve to death if things don't change.
Something.
That's very nice of you. Oh, guten day. Hello. Here, nice. Oh, tiddly on, pom pom.
We don't need much. Just enough to survive.
When will this ordeal end?
I can't sleep at night. It's like
I
a
really,
never-ending
really
nightmare.
appreciate it. Thanks.
I can't feed my family.
The shaker out there.
I've got to eat something soon.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much.
Sabine, better sort this out, or we'll all be goners soon.
Please help us.
Please. Do you have anything to eat?
I'd go up to the castle right now and kill Logan if I had the strength.
You don't look like bright wolf folk. Maybe you're more giving. Oh, thank
I'm
you.
so hungry.
Thank you so much. I've got to eat something soon.
Oh, I love it. Thank you.
Thank you so much. All I've eaten this week is snow. That's wonderful. Thanks.
Do you have any sweets?
This can't go on much longer. We don't need much. Just enough to survive. Oh, thank you. I can't feed my family.
You think Sabine's got a plan to get us out of this
will
mess?
really help. I've got to. Please help us. Why would the king want to make us suffer like this? So great.
Ooh.
Hey. You don't look like bright wolf folk. I can't sleep at night.
Ah, hello. Now, included in the sanctuary is a dressing room. Step through, and I'll show you. I've taken the liberty of laying out your clothes on these mannequins, which should serve as convenient storage for any garments you acquired during your travels. Now, why don't you change into your new dweller outfit? So, if you would just don the dweller outfit, we can proceed. There you are. You look just like a dweller. I hope this new outfit is as comfortable as your royal attire, though I suspect the chances of that are quite low. Now that you are properly attired, you should return to Sir Walter. It is time to meet this Sabine that we've heard so much about.
Oh.
That's more like it. The scruffy look suits you. I've spoken to Sabine, explained everything, and he's, well... I told you he'd take some convincing. Come on.
Ooh. Out of the way, Boulder. I can't see a thing. So royalty walks into our home. A princess, no less. You're a long mile from the castle, princess. What do you think of our home, then? Do you like what your brother has done to us? These mountains have always been ours. Now Logan's taken them, and is stripping them of all life. Oh, we're ready to go to war. But why should we follow Logan's kin?
You can trust me. You have my word.
We don't take much stock in words round these parts. We're simple folk. Ain't that right, Boulder? Huh?
Then what do you want?
Proof. First, prove you are truly, as Walter claims, a hero. This is easily done. There is a secret chamber beneath the town of Brightwall built by your own mother. Only heroes can survive its trials and reach the relics within. Bring me one of these ancient objects and I will believe you. Second, prove you are a warrior worthy of leading us into battle. You can do this by slaying the mercenaries who plague Mist Peak Valley and who have long soured our existence. Third, prove you are a true leader. Persuade our neighbors in Brightwall to share what food they have with us. Boulder. Oh. If we cannot eat, we will die, and the dead make poor allies.
Is that all?
Yep, that's the lot. Off you go then. Good luck. Nice knowing you.
Hey, come on, boy.
It's nice to see Sabine hasn't mellowed with age. But anyway, I know the place he mentioned. Your mother built the chamber under the Brightwall Academy, Albion's greatest seat of learning. At least it was, until Logan closed it down. Just show the old librarian your guild seal. He'll know what it means. I'll try to find out more about these mercenaries. I'll see... It makes a nice change, too.
No.
I see you're approaching Brightwall, a most charming little hamlet. And a perfect opportunity to acquaint yourself with the fine, honest people of this kingdom, far from the bustle of the city and the factory smoke. Of course, a less charitable mind would term them simpletons, but I encourage you to shop in their stores, drink in their taverns, and otherwise partake in their small-town pleasures. A reliable way to gather a few followers is by simply interacting with people. Try it.
Put it there.
I'm sure you'll make an impression.
Oh, yes, sirree. Superb stuff. Oh, all right.
Hi.
No.
Congratulations! Getting out among the people has paid off. Remember that interacting with the citizens of Albion is generally a reliable way to gain followers.
All right. No. Oh, yeah. Nice one. Oh, try again. That was great. Melee weapons of all sizes.
Us shopkeepers like to give special discounts to special customers.
Have a few
Bit of a Oh. 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 Cheers, mate. Good stuff.
Oh.
Has anybody ever...
Yes, yes. Yo, come on, you. Quality stuff.
best products in Brightwall.
Bit of a shortage on goods at the moment, so I'll offer you more. Always happy to buy your unwanted items. I just cut. Well, that's a fine item. Come back if you have anything else to sell. How's it going? All right. Whoa.
What will you have next?
Being an adventurer must... Oh. Ah.
Hey!
Definitely an improvement on the mediocre, that.
I give hard cash for your unwanted goods on the spot.
You... Oh, how'd you do? Here. Yeah. What? Oh, fancy.
Business buying and selling. The rest of the world's just as boring. Oh, hello. I only give special discounts to people I really like.
Do you have anything I can buy off you?
You like my new trousers? Oh, I just got them a couple of days ago.
I can't find my shoe size anywhere. It's so annoying.
Every weapons enthusiast will find something to fall in love with here.
These prices just can't get any lower. They're rotten. I always have more to spend on new stock when people buy a lot.
The library is closed by order of the king. We don't serve drinks, we don't sell chicken feed. Please leave before the soldiers suspect you of gaining any real knowledge. Oh, sweet papyrus! A real visitor! I'm afraid I was speaking the truth. King Logan has closed the academy. I'm little more than a custodian these days. By the whole bookmark! The Guild Seal! I haven't seen it since the old hero Queen last came here. Then you are...
The princess. Yes.
Oh, my. Please, come this way. Your mother told me that one day a challenger bearing the seal would come seeking entrance to the reliquary, but I never imagined it would happen in my lifetime. It was she who founded the academy, of course. I have often wondered how she would react to see it in its present state. Here we are. I can't tell you how many of our researchers and professors have studied this door, hoping to unlock its mechanism. But I knew there was only one thing that would ever open it.
Ah, hello, Jasper here again. I believe that amazing device is what is known as a flit switch. However, on the subject of amazing things, you will not believe what I have just found in the sanctuary. You should come back as soon as you possibly can. This sanctuary contains an armory, within which there are some truly remarkable weapons, heroic weapons, which your mother left for you. This way. Now, admittedly, these weapons don't appear particularly impressive yet. However, according to the book, they actually change as you use them, becoming more deadly and developing fantastic properties. They are living weapons, and the way in which you fight with them determines how they evolve. Apparently, as you use it, the blade actually becomes longer and sharper. Imagine. According to the book, the hammer can grow larger and heavier with use. Incredible. I'll just wait for you to select a weapon then. That hammer should serve you well for as long as you carry it, and depending on whom you kill and how, it will grow ever more powerful. Well, now that you are properly armed, you should be much better prepared for whatever awaits you beneath Brightwall Academy. Ah, yes, the flit switch. Now, The way you activate these is by hitting them. Your new weapon should serve that purpose ably.
So, this is how it ends. I steal the blueprints for the dungeon from the architect who built it. Find the secret entrance on the other side of Mistpeak. Almost get killed by several hollow men. Stub my toe against a rock so that it really hurts when I walk. And now this. I know there's a great treasure in here somewhere. And I know it has something to do with these braziers. I just don't know what. But I'm not leaving until I solve this riddle.
hello. Yes, you'll recall that I mentioned that flit switches require a knock from a melee weapon. Well, it seems that was only partially correct. According to the book, only blue switches require melee weapons. The red variety requires magic, and to... Ah, so the weapons in question were also left for you by your mother. They are in the armory. Like the sword and hammer, these astonishing weapons evolve over time as you use them, becoming ever more fearsome. They can cause more damage and achieve other incredible effects. The pistol is best suited to short ranges and packs a surprising punch. The pistol, excellent choice. You are I'll keep the rifle here in case you change your mind. In the meantime, experiment and see what incredible properties are waiting to be unlocked.
Done well. Now, step into the light. There is much you need to know. Congratulations, hero. Touching the guild seal was an indication of what you could become. Reaching the music box has proven what you already are. No one but a hero could have done it. You have begun to learn what powers you possess, and there is still greater potential within you. But you have only taken the first step in your journey. Albion is crying out for a revolution, and for someone to lead it. Winning supporters to your cause will be hard. Leading them against Logan will be an even greater challenge. But it's one you must accomplish.
I'll make him pay for what he did.
This is not a matter of personal vengeance. As long as your brother sits on the throne, Albion is in great danger. Open the music box. It will show you the truth.
This is my Albion. Its cities will bow to my law, or they will burn. Its mountains will bend to my will, or they will fall. This is my Albion. Its people will do as I say, or they will die. Its future will be as I decree, or it will end. I've seen what must be done, and nothing will stand in my way. We will be greater, and we will be stronger, no matter what sacrifices we must make. This is my Albion, and I will see it destroyed before I surrender it.
If any part of you still doubted the necessity of a revolution, you have your answer. The kingdom will face its own annihilation under your brother's rule. Now, do whatever you must to gain your first ally, for you cannot lead a rebellion without followers. Sabine is a good man, and his people are strong.
You've amassed enough money to buy a house. Houses are excellent investments. Besides, you'll need somewhere to live if you meet that special someone.
Blessed index cards. You made it. This is cause for great rejoicing. Albion has a hero again. If ever I can be of assistance, I will be honored to serve you.
I knew you would succeed, madam. You now have proof positive of your heroic status. And I believe Walter has made some progress with the mercenary problem. He is waiting for you outside the local tavern.
Rock bottom prices for rock bottom times. Things have never been worse here. Don't be a miser.
Clean it up then. You're a whiz with a rolling pin. Have you done this before? Good pie. Hey, easy!
Did you know there's a small sale on nearby? Come on, people! You know you want to spend. I'll end up on the street otherwise.
Oh, we've got all sorts we have.
You won't find anything better in all of Brightwall than the stuff I'm selling right here. A great way to make money is to start making pies.
You were successful then. Bloody marvelous. You'll be glad to know I have some information on the mercenaries Sabine mentioned. They're led by a man called Saker. He used to be a soldier, but always had more in common with bandits and cutthroats than the military. His men are holed up in a small fortress in the mountains, so it won't be easy to get in. But I have a plan.
Fancy a refreshing drink?
Come with me. One of the mercenaries. A cold-blooded killer. His name's Clarence, but everybody calls him Jimmy. He was drinking in the pub all day and generally making life unpleasant for everyone. It wasn't hard to get him completely pickled. These young thugs. Bloody lightweights, if you ask me. Anyway, take his clothes and you'll have a free pass into their camp. Just try not to think about what those stains might be. You're not likely to convince anyone without a bit of extra effort. Even these idiots will notice if you don't have his beard or tattoos. I'm sure you can get hold of what you need around town, though. In the meantime, I'll find out who to talk to about getting food. They might not have much to spare here, but they're kind people. They'll just need a little convincing. Anyway, good luck dealing with Saker and his mercenaries. It'll be your first taste of real battle. But I know you'll do just fine.
I'll buy it later.
Come on. People, you know you want to spend.
They say nothing is as satisfying as earning a wage of one's own. I hope you don't think it too demeaning an experience. Well, the Book of Heroes takes a decidedly surreal turn regarding this room. It claims that there are other parallel worlds and even other heroes. You can communicate with them and even travel to their worlds. If there's anything you can't specifically remember about your adventure, it's all recorded here, down to the tiniest detail. Any other business to attend to? The Guild Seal, that artifact, held incredible personal significance for your mother. She cherished it more than anything, save your family. If you don't spend your money, it will accrue here